today. Niggas fucking around. They might call Black Lives Matter on me. Hey, yo, what's good, people? Well, you know, we back. How they used to say? Back at it again. We back at it again. Another Talk to Him. You know what I'm saying? You notice I dropped the talk. It's Talk to Him calm, but I dropped the Talk to Him because my man Dion in this bitch. But another beautiful Talk to Him day. Last week, it was a beautiful movement and a moment. This week is going to repeat itself, man. I'm gonna say what's up to Jelani because my man is a loyal, supporter. Lee was cracking, man, but before, because I know a lot of people noticed that all week I've been like Black Lives Matter or Civil Rights Movement or which one is better, which one actually help us. You know, been like, has Black Lives Matter really been for our community? A lot of y'all gonna say yeah, because basically Black Lives Matter, you know, seems like they supposed to be doing something for our community. But man, before I go there though, what's up, Dion? How was your week, man?
Man, it was a long one. It was definitely a long one. How everybody doing? Yeah, definitely a very long one.
Let them know where they can find you at again, bro.
What, on Instagram?
Yeah.
At Liaison Studies. That's _ between studies. Everything you can find me under is Liaison. I really like that word. So yeah, I might end up changing my name to Liaison.
They don't understand. Yo, you're a very smart brother.
I try to be. I'm learning. I ain't gonna schedule myself to be wise yet, but I'm gonna get there one day. When I can outsmart my father, then I'm gonna be smart, and that ain't gonna happen yet.
But before we get on the Black Lives and if they matter and if civil rights really helped, or even if Rosa Parks was important, or even if, you know, Sean and the three lesbians of Black Lives Matter, the three ladies of Black Lives Matter, you know, are important for our community. Sometimes we like to live by that any means necessary. You be Christian and love Muslim. I don't get that part either. Christian and love Muslim, or Muslim and love Christian.
How they be in the same household?
I
never.
I don't get that. You don't celebrate Christmas, but for your lady, a present can be given to you.
You don't think that's weird?
That's super fucking weird.
Hey, me and my father was talking about today. I ain't gonna say it that way, but that's just weird that you'll go against your own religion for somebody else's religion. Yeah. You was raised that way.
For some box or for some rock. But man, I'm gonna say one thing quick though, man. The New Zealand mass shooting, man, that happened over this weekend, Friday. It was crazy. Send my condolences. Another white boy at it again. You know, they the real terrorists out here. I know I got a lot of white friends, but y'all know what the truth is. Y'all people is the real, whites are really killing shit out here, and people. Next thing you know, he said he's going to basically be his own lawyer. He's not letting nobody else be his lawyer.
I tell everybody that don't let nobody else speak for you.
Yeah, because no one else knows what was in his.
When he get that chain, he need to be the one responsible.
Hey, listen. When they give you that life, you gonna be looking at your lawyer like, what happened? Look, if you go down by yourself.
What did you do?
What do you do? Nah.
Yeah, go ahead and do it yourself.
So at the end of that, and that's definitely facts. You might as well just go. If you basically just run in there and kill 50 people, and then why what's people people just want to kill people in the mosque, yo? That's
you got to understand something. I had this conversation earlier today with this young lady, with a Spanish lady, and so she was saying she was nervous.
How you know she was Spanish?
Because I know her.
Oh, all right, Pastor, he's racist.
Yo,
I know her. She's Spanish.
Her name was Garcia. Automatically,
she's Spanish, and she said, "Do you think a race war is coming?" And I said,
Ain't
"No."
No race war coming.
And so she said, "What do you mean? She said, you know, is white people shooting up this and shooting up that?" And I said, you gotta understand, these people are cowards, and they don't really want war.
Facts.
They all, it don't take no type of bravery or nothing to shoot up a place of worship or a school or a nightclub with people in there partying.
Nobody got a weapon on
no
them.
weapons in there. If you want to go places where the brothers got weapons and you start shooting,
right,
and they start shooting back, that's when you have a war. But if you just attacking innocent people, that's praying and stuff, whoever they praying to, praying, that's not nobody want war. That's people that's really scared.
Yeah, and that's a fact. Hold on, because my man Twin, happy birthday. He just said what we heard. Feel about the Just Hilarious backlash.
I don't.
We can get to that another time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not hers is minor compared to this. I mean, there's some shit on the plane.
We fuck around and had to apologize tonight.
No. This is way more important than Just Hilarious. I'm saying, Just Hilarious is a comedian.
She needs to stick to comedy. That's it.
And then my man Jelani said the next war will be on.
She can do modeling a little bit.
No, she can't. All she do is twerk with that ugly face.
Well, twerk is cool.
Stop.
She funny, but that face is hard.
Stop, yo. Stop, yo.
Face twerk.
Look, the joke is on her. That's all I'm gonna say. Keep twerking. Keep twerking.
Hairline.
What hairline?
That's what I'm talking about.
She look like my little brother in middle school.
So look though, right? So that's what I was saying, right? Like, I might have to get off.
Wait, but I want to touch on the race wars real quick. I would have told her a simple thing. I ain't never seen a race fought over anything other than money. So ain't no races gonna go to war with each other if it ain't come about money.
Yeah.
And the only race that ain't got money is quote unquote the black one.
No, black people got money.
We don't keep it.
Right.
So we ain't got it.
We had it for a minute.
Money is, I always say this, money is like a water. And if you can't build a dam in the middle of a river, you ain't gonna keep it. So your money just flowing right out. And the black community don't keep our money.
But then they get on the 1st and the 15th.
That ain't all money. That ain't all money. That ain't all money. That's them supplements.
Every other Friday.
Yeah, that's them stimulus package.
Whatever you want to call it.
That's that money they give you to keep you happy that you got a government.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, everybody like, it doesn't, you don't have to be mental. And I hate when they play that, he was mental card. Like, that motherfucker ran in there and shot people knowing that he wasn't going to get shot back. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I went to when New Summers was up on Old Frederick Road, the motherfucker robbed me at gunpoint for my Sony Walkman.
Taking it back.
I took that motherfucking gun right to church and got my shit back.
You took a gun to church?
You motherfucking right.
He was in church?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean.
I'm so confused. What?
So somebody robbed you years ago and then ran into church?
No. When I was, you know how New Summers had the driveway you go up at the
Why was you up there?
Because I go to New Summers.
This was on a Sunday?
It was,
Somebody robbed you before you went to church?
No, while I was coming out of church, when I was going down
what service? It was early service?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going down to Old Frederick.
So you're on Old Frederick at this point.
I had no whip.
Are you on Old Frederick?
No, I'm still on the joint. He was walking up like he was going to church. And I was by myself. It was an early joint. So he like.
Was you on Athol?
Huh? I was on the little driveway going up to New Summers.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy because me and my sister got stuck up on Old Frederick, right where you talking about before you get down to Frederick, in between Frederick and
where them little houses at.
So was somebody in them little apartments?
Yeah, and you probably got stuck up by the same motherfucker.
Probably,
and it was
years ago. Yeah.
And then the crazy shit about it is, I'm like, shit, I know it's church, but I just got robbed on church property. Carried my book bag, went up that bitch with the Glock, and I got my shit. Yeah, you motherfucking right.
Was the person in the church?
No, when I seen him, seen that he ran.
He probably was stalking
When he
people.
seen him, he was on the third row in the first balcony.
He probably was stalking people coming out of church.
And then, he was stalking people coming out the church because he ran off and ran up towards, like, going towards 7-Eleven, towards Emerson Avenue. Then I realized, disappeared too quick.
This is all allegedly. This didn't
allegedly
really happen.
Allegedly. He disappeared too quick. So I'm like, disappeared too quick. So he must have been in one of these little Project Hood joints right here. And one day, that Sunday, the next Sunday, I seen him coming out the house.
I mean, he probably lived the upland. He
And
probably lived the upland.
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
and that
upland.
motherfucker had my Sony Walkman walking down the street. I told my mother go ahead because I was gonna stay for 9:30. She's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah."
But your battery clip probably wasn't even on there. You probably had to hold your finger over the back to keep the batteries in there.
You know it was. I was with him. No, for real though. But my battery clip was gone, and I had the little.
Did that make you feel better?
That I got it back?
Yeah.
Hell yeah! And I went in church and.
Wait, we skipped some stuff.
Oh.
Now, how did you get it back?
Because we gotta skip the alleged.
Yeah, that's alleged.
Yeah,
The boy dropped it. He picked it up.
He dropped it.
He dropped it. I picked it up.
Yeah, he dropped it, and I went and picked
I
it
ran
up.
up on him with the book bag. He just dropped it.
He seemed like, oh shit, that's the guy. Rob,
just dropped
and
it.
dropped it in the grass and ran up the street.
Okay.
But no, ain't no race wars. But I did do a little research on the New Zealand guy. I think he was a 28-year-old. His name is Britton. His father was a bodybuilder. Took him around the world. But even they said once his father died, I think his father died in 2010. He traveled the world, seen many places. I wonder what he's seen.
Yeah,
For him to start acting like that, they say he stay on social media a lot. Tell everybody that social media is poison. Boy,
I don't think social media is poison. Social media is life, is what you make it. So if you seek out
the shit
bad stuff,
yeah, that's
then you'll
what
get
you
that.
gonna
But you can get a whole lot of knowledge on social media too. Depends
Facts.
on what you looking for and who
No,
you are.
You can get a whole lot of knowledge just on the internet in general. But
Yeah,
that
hell yeah.
Twitter,
Good references
that
and
Facebook,
everything.
I think it's a poison. It's a poison pill. I don't deal with it
Some
too much.
people see, and I had the same conversation with the Spanish girl I was telling y'all about. She was talking about social media, and she was thinking it's a bad thing. But some people seek out the stuff that's exactly the way they think, and they don't want to go outside of that box. And you just keep feeding that negative energy. That's just what you know.
That's what you're gonna get.
I talk to people that believe all different stuff from me all the time. Different beliefs, races, ideologies, and all that, and get multiple perspectives. I talk to people I disagree with on a regular basis. I think that's good.
Yeah,
But
that's
what you think?
definitely
You know
that's
what I mean?
definitely good to see what the other person.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of things come from, because a lot of people are scared to, use that social media field to actually see what these people that don't think like you are thinking.
Yep.
And you can't take it personal.
Yeah, you can take it personal, but that's what I was saying last week. Sensitivity, you know what I'm saying? Back to sensitivity. Like, I can't say what I want to say because you're going to get mad about it. Well,
No,
fuck
you can't
that.
say it.
No, I'm just saying, though, if it get to the point some people out here get
Some people
so,
can't take it.
Can't
But
take
you
it.
kind of go too far sometimes though. You ain't keep poking them.
A little bit.
You the type of the person that be like, call somebody a bitch and be like, wow, sin, oh, sin, you, sin, space, sin, and type the whole shit out. Let about it. Like, if you that kind of petty, then you
Right.
I'm that kind of petty there. I'm that one that sit there and be like, you, sin,
Yes.
oh, sin.
Yes.
I might be. I mean, but sometimes, right? You never get what a person really feel if you don't poke them. I mean, they say poke the bear till they get angry.
Why would you do that?
I don't know if that's
know why?
Have anybody ever tried that theory?
No, but I'm just
crazy.
Let's see if that works.
But I'm
Somebody
just
say don't poke the bear.
yeah, no shit. I like to. I'll poke that bitch to get angry because it's
Paul
look,
Bunyan.
It's like this, right? That person gonna always say they don't have a problem with you because they don't want no problem with you when you face to face. Don't leave when I leave. Then have a, something to say. So I keep sitting there in front of you until you say what you really want to say about me.
Well, sometimes because people want to irritate you, they may say things that just to irritate you.
And I like that shit.
No.
I like the irritate. Trust me, I wanted to write a book about some shit that people be sending me in my inbox after the shows, because that shit be hilarious.
Okay.
I don't like to irritate
You gonna write a book about the comments that people.
Yeah, people. Shit, Donald Trump wrote a dumb book.
Well,
Donald
He didn't
Trump is
write that
rich.
book.
He
didn't write that book.
He didn't. But shit, I'll be the person that wrote it.
There was a ghostwriter that followed him around and talked to him, and he wrote the book.
Yeah.
About everybody who wrote a book had a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Not everybody.
probably
Except for
true.
mine.
Hey,
Because they say they
what
don't
was
have
his
time
name?
to write the book.
My shit gonna be a
William
authentic.
Shakespeare was well, in case y'all didn't know, William Shakespeare was a black man. But William Shakespeare was in his day and age, he was not convicted, but he was accused of plagiarism.
No doubt.
So everybody got ghostwriter at some stage. You gotta get inspiration from somewhere.
But if you pay them writer, it ain't plagiarism. If you pay them to write,
what
it,
did
you
he
ain't
say?
steal it.
I don't care if I don't write rhymes. I write checks. So hey, pay for it as hell.
Right.
We not going to talk about Drake.
Nah,
Okay, we
nah.
not going to
Oh,
because
see.
Drake
I don't like
did
Drake.
not plagiarize
We'll leave him
Oh,
alone.
or have a ghostwriter.
You like Drake?
That's black. He loved Drake.
You love
See,
Drake?
He loved
What
Drake
he say,
and
I
Nicki
love
Minaj.
I mean, not
Look,
like
he's I'm gonna take a death for. I haven't met him yet.
I'm sorry.
Can I meet him first?
He's a guy, so I'm not saying he
saying.
loves you. He messed with Drake. Well,
The nigga,
he like
the nigga be
Paul.
rocking.
He like
The nigga be
Paul,
rocking.
right.
All right.
He
The
be
nigga,
rocking.
the nigga sell out shows.
oh my gosh.
He like that shit.
He's fluent with his raps. That's all I'll say. He's fluent.
Yeah.
But taking it further.
So now, the moment we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Are we done with the New Zealand?
Yeah, well, yeah, because New Zealand, they going to change their
I mean, it
gun
ain't
laws.
even done yet because
They going to change their
I
gun
think it's
laws.
gonna be more people that's gonna probably pass from their injuries, probably.
Yeah,
So
it is.
So he got a long way to go, but they already changed the gun laws over there.
Yeah, they are. And they are.
There's one crazy thing about that. More people got killed
Yep.
on that day than got killed in 2017.
That's what I was
in that
ready to say.
country.
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
What was
Exactly.
the date that
That's a
happened?
safe place to
Friday.
live.
It
No, the
is.
exact date.
The
Friday.
exact date that it happened.
Yeah.
Whatever Friday was.
It
Today's
was,
the 18th, so
Well,
that's
you
our
know,
3
and
days.
over in
Yeah.
New Zealand, it probably was.
yeah, so it's a well.
It probably
it-
was
it
Saturday and
it
not
was,
Friday.
It was the
It was Friday here.
16th.
Yeah.
For
I'll
us.
research that date.
Wow.
Well, yo, here's what's crazy. That's a very safe place.
Absolutely.
50.
I was thinking about
less
that
than
when they said
50
that.
people died
Right.
And
for the year.
For a whole
For the year.
Yeah.
If we had,
And they
if this
freaking out.
commissioner, if this commissioner took our murder rate down to 50 people,
Oh my god.
they would be calling that
Shorty.
Jesus.
they
Commissioner
He would be the
Jesus.
Messiah.
like Commissioner Jesus. Can you
No,
walk?
you
walk
right.
this walk with me?
No,
Yo,
absolutely.
I'm for he would
Absolutely.
be. Woo.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
don't
the see? I don't know if we all well versed in New Zealand's politics, but why is their murder rate so low?
They
Ah,
so happy
that's a
fucking
good
people.
question.
Happy people.
Yeah, I mean, because it ain't no,
simply say
it
just
ain't no
happy
beef.
people.
I don't know.
And they had like really lax gun laws.
Yeah. So I
But they
had
already
this-
changed that.
They
It
said
probably something to do with the economy. I mean, the people don't. I actually agree with Colin. It is actually happy people. They probably not stressed about as much.
it is.
Yeah.
It probably ain't. And then
They
they
they probably have a lot of free stuff like education is
And this is
free.
the thing.
It's healthcare free. You know,
Yeah.
things that stress
The
you out.
shooter wasn't from there.
Right, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. He ain't
Hey,
even
from
there.
Australia. Another happy fucking place.
I wouldn't take
What?
that for
Okay,
long.
so I mean, I didn't hear why he chose to go to New Zealand if he wasn't from like.
Because he
Something
wasn't.
about
Because
memes.
of
He just
because
wanted
of
to be internet
Australia, they
sensation.
probably would have whooped his ass.
Yeah, facts.
They done
Come
whooped
here.
that ass in
Come here,
Australia.
mate.
No, what's crazy? I
They'd have
actually,
beat his ass up with a crocodile Dundee
I was trying to
knife.
research why he did it too. That's why I said I wonder what he's seen when he visited all because he was
Yeah.
traveling since 2010.
Yeah.
So I
They
wonder what
planned
he's
this.
seen.
He
to
planned
make
it.
New
him-
Zealand.
No, throughout the world to make him think I'm gonna go on the most steep.
He got
on
caught up in
March
one of them like
16th
ISIS
and killed
shits.
50 people.
There's no
Right.
way
Two
that
different
he
ones.
did it by himself.
Nah,
Someone
they
he got
arrested-
caught
they
up with
arrested other
somebody.
people.
So I'm gonna have to wait for more
They
details.
said
about it. Come
the
out. That's
registration-
frustration.
I'm like,
Shit.
why would you pick New Zealand?
I don't
You're not
know.
even from there. Like,
They said the registrations in New Zealand. Gun
It was
owners
about
don't need
it
a
was
license.
about Muslims.
crazy.
It was about Muslims.
Yeah, it had to
they
be
don't have
something.
Muslims in Australia.
No, they got Muslims everywhere.
Right.
But I mean, that's probably the most populated religion in the world. I think.
Yeah.
But
Right?
You know,
Why New Zealand? Like
maybe
yeah.
the mosques was in close proximity to each other. You get the one, get to the other.
Well,
They
that
do
would
their
have
little
took some
dastardly
research
deed.
though.
Yeah.
I wonder how long he was planning this. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well,
That's
why I say
very
for-
unfortunate.
And I forgot he also
Sad, so
was studying
sad.
in college also. So that's why I say I went with information he picked up because it's easy to research and find out true history. So information he actually discovered along his studies in the last 9 years to make
That
him
would make him
suddenly
pick.
diverge from who he was to who he became. Stuff
Like
like
what
that just don't
happened?
happen.
Wow.
Like that's
I'll
not just.
tell you
See,
what
I always ask why.
going
Right?
to be-
Why did he do that?
There's no
He's
such
going
thing as
to be
coincidence.
somebody's bitch.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's definitely about to be somebody's
Because
bitch.
there's a lot of Muslims in jail.
Absolutely.
Especially
he
over
gonna
there.
probably-
And he
gonna need to
deserved
click up with
every
the-
minute of his
he gonna
torture
need to
that he
click up with
was
somebody.
rising
It depends on who he know. He might not be touched. He might not go to jail. We might not ever hear from him again.
Wow, we don't hear from him now.
So what you trying to say? They gonna take him out before you even get to jail?
No, he might just
He's
get
like, he
shipped
probably-
somewhere else.
He might get-
Hey, I don't
he
even
might
believe.
get
You
shipped
know
back
how
to
they roll
Australia.
in
I don't believe
Zealand,
Hitler
though.
was ever killed.
Well,
I think he
he's
just got
dead
shipped
now.
somewhere else.
We can agree he's dead now.
Dead
Huh?
now.
Oh, he's
He's
dead,
dead
now.
now.
Yeah, he's dead now. He dead now.
No matter.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yo, I had a neighbor, yo, that was in World War One, yo. When he died, yo,
No.
shit.
Where you from?
You did not have no neighbor.
I swear,
that was in World War. Okay,
Oh my gosh, how
World
old
War
was he?
World
No,
War
this
One
nigga was
ended
in
in
his
1918.
bro. This
How
nigga-
could you have?
Yo,
Yo, that was 100 years
He
ago.
had a ghost next door. Is what he's telling me.
look, when
Maybe World War II, but
Yo,
not
no.
World War One.
this nigga, bro, it was a white man. His wife, right?
These white guys got
They
stop
live
lying
right
to
on-
you.
They
Yo,
live-
my
yo, they
my
live right
grandmother
on-
is 93
Yo.
and she wasn't born yet.
He was, yo, this
called
nigga.
So that means he was older than 100.
He shoulda called you
He was
nigga.
over. He was 100
100 and
something.
some change.
When he died, right? This how they on. I live.
They
This
shot
when I lived
barrels in
on
the streets.
St. George's, right? When he died,
You can't believe everything he said.
No.
You know that man was not
Yo,
in World War One.
when he died,
When your grandparents lied to you.
no, when he died, yo, the fucking I never seen the army, right? And my grandfather was in fucking Vietnam and all that. The army came to this nigga house, bro.
How your grandfather was in Vietnam and this nigga was in World War One?
Right? Facts.
Hey, just let him go. Just let him
Hey,
go.
yo.
Let him go.
Yo, I wish Miss Sandy be watching too, yo.
got a funny
so I hope
family.
she watching. So
Who's
she
that? His wife?
yeah.
She be watching? Is she
Yeah,
100 too?
No, she was in her. She was younger than him.
Oh, she's on that. Kelly.
Oh.
He was
Wait,
on
wait,
that-
so she,
Oh,
wait,
she
so
be
she was 80?
watching. Oh,
So she was 80?
Hey, he was 40. She was 15. Oh, I get it. He was in a different.
He was an
war.
R. Kelly.
Sweet Sadie.
He was an R.
He was
Kelly.
all Kelly in the whole never
Yeah.
He said, "You don't like it young."
Yo, when he died, bro, the fucking like the MPs and shit came to our house, and like the fuck they came to our house. They decked her shit out. Yo, they put her in some shit. Then he had the World War. Yo, I'm gonna see if I can find the pictures. They had the World War.
How
I think it
old was you when
I
this
think,
happened?
I think you ain't see the one part.
No.
I think you
He
saw
did one drop.
Right.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go and see if I can find your obituary because
Please.
everybody in the building went. This motherfucker, it was World War One. He had nobody that was in his shit there. They people from World War II and fucking Vietnam and everything was at his funeral.
He might have did the
Nobody
Civil
was living.
War.
Bro, this nigga was like 100 plus.
That's what I said. Civil.
No. This motherfucker was in World War, bro.
Oh my
and it was
gosh.
so confusing, right? When
Can he count?
It's confusing
Yo.
now.
yo,
Can he count?
he couldn't fucking really talk no
No,
more.
bro.
But he loved the cigarette. That shit was crazy. I was like, that's the only thing he could do.
How did he didn't call you nigga?
No, I would have beat the shit out of him. He
Oh
would have
my
died
gosh.
early.
I mean, listen.
He said
That's
this
how I
girl.
know.
He
That's
was
how
like,
I
how
know.
the hell all these niggas is
Right, that's how I know
around
he
and
couldn't have been in
shit.
World War One.
He
He,
was
had
not-
to call you nigga at
Nah,
least once.
yeah.
Come here,
If
nigga
he
boy.
did-
Come
if
here,
he
nigga boy.
did, He damn sure one gonna throw it in my
You gonna
face.
try to say that's why he did?
Okay, so see, we're going to talk
bugging
about that
now.
off the air. So what else we got to talk about?
Oh, Black Lives Matter.
So we're ready
Right.
to just go straight to the shits, man. Hey, Ivan. Hey, Pudge.
Now we got that out the way.
404-436-1277. Cause I know y'all gonna have something. No, I'm gonna
let's
get it out.
get-
But I want them to
let's
have
start
it in
the
the chart
conversation.
in the clip, cause I know some people gonna be upset. So 404
As they should.
436-1277, man. Whoa, come on, what's up, brother? Yo, you want to start it off? Oh yeah, they gonna.
Actually, let me start it off. Let me start it
Oh,
off
he
because
ready. Look at him.
because
The defense
I need to
attorney is
give-
on the scene.
Yes,
He
Black
is,
Lesbians
yes.
Matter.
The attorney is here.
Yes.
What's OJ lawyer name?
Johnny Cox.
Johnny Crockett is on the
Yes.
scene.
Yes.
If it don't
that's
fit,
him.
we must have quit.
So
That's
yes,
him.
so let's do this. Let's first define what Black Lives Matter is, what their mission was, and then y'all want to talk about how they have failed in the mission, I guess.
All right, we gonna
So
go
Black Lives Matter is an international activist movement originating in the African American community.
Which
It
one?
campaigns
finish.
against violence, systematic racism
Trayvon
towards black people.
They got Pablo for
They
Trayvon.
regularly hold protests speaking out against police killings
Skittles.
of black people and broader issues such as racial profiling, police brutality, racial inequality in the United States criminal justice system.
Skittles in Arizona.
Started in 2013. They used the hashtag Black Lives Matter on social media.
Was that Skittles in Arizona in 2013?
After the acquittal of George Zimmerman and the shooting death of
2013.
Trayvon Martin.
Skittles in fucking Arizona. Let's go.
Okay, so
So who founded it?
Can you read the
here?
mission statement on the website?
all right, so
Let them
we're
know
gonna
that's
go
it
to the mission statement.
This is per their website.
This is
So
all
that-
facts.
Now let's go back to what I just said. Do y'all have any problem with anything I just said?
Not yet. We're going.
Okay,
I want
so
you to continue.
now what?
No, wait. Was that Wiki?
Yes,
You read that off Wiki? Yeah, go ahead.
yes.
I figured that.
Now,
Of course, Wiki going live for him.
I don't think that was a lie. I think that now, Black Lives Matter Global Network is a chapter based.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's understand that
I know what a chapter.
chapter based,
NCAA.
That means
meaning
chapter.
meaning that different chapters are going to have a different
Right.
focus.
NAACP.
Okay.
They like
Because
fraternity.
because it's got to be in different areas. You know what I'm saying? You got to have Baltimore, this and that. You know what I'm saying?
NAACP.
Okay.
Let's finish this
It's a
thing.
chapter-based, member-led organization whose mission is to build local power and to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by state and vigilantes. We are expansive. We are a collective of liberators who believe in inclusive and spacious movements. We also believe that in order to win and
good.
bring as many people with us along the way, we must move beyond the narrow nationalism that is all too prevalent in black communities. We must ensure we are building a movement that brings all of us to the front. I know y'all gonna take some issues with some of that.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing?
No,
it's not.
I was gonna say, I know
okay.
that ain't the whole thing.
It's more. Okay, so we affirm the lives. So this what y'all got me. This
No,
see,
go
y'all on some
finish.
shit.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, we're gonna let you finish.
We affirm
Uh-huh.
the lives of black, queer, and trans folk, disabled folk, undocumented folk, folks with records, women, and all black lives along the gender spectrum.
So why they couldn't say men?
Oh, that's unfinished.
All right. go
Our
ahead.
network centers those who have been marginalized within black liberation movements.
Uh-huh.
We are working for a world where black lives are no longer systematically targeted for demise. We affirm our humanity, our contributions to this society, our resilience in the face of deadly oppression. The call for Black Lives to Matter is a rally cry for all black lives
Who wrote this?
striving for liberation.
That had a ghostwriter.
Who wrote this?
It was well written.
It was definitely well
An
written.
attorney wrote that.
Definitely an attorney wrote that.
Wait. Can I say something?
Go ahead, brother.
I agree with you. An attorney wrote that. It was well written. It was very well articulated, and that it was a lot.
You
of
did a
thought
very
went
good
into
job
it.
too, brother.
So I say that to say that I appreciate their statement. I respect who they are, and I understand their plight. And what I don't understand what they're trying to achieve,
I
because
just said it.
no, I understand what they're. Let me take that back. I understand what they're trying to achieve. I don't understand how they're trying to get it. So that's where we'll start. You want to start?
So can we agree that the mission statement, and I think that a key point
the mission statement
on that,
sounds good.
a key point on that is their network centers those who have been marginalized within black liberation movements. So there's some movements that's not going to accept some of the black, queer, trans, disabled, or undocumented people. And we have black people who are gay and lesbian and disabled and all of that. So does that mean that because they fall in that in under that categorization that they can't be a part of any movement that we make?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If you want me to be straightforward, yeah, you're supposed to have a standard, period, and it's as simple as put. It's not you're not supposed to include everybody into everything because that would lead to your destruction. If you let a stranger in your house, he gonna rob you.
Or
it's that simple.
Or if you're gonna include everyone,
Yeah, I came in.
just leave it as everyone in the black community, and then
But they needed to spell this out because, like they said, and this is an important part of this
folk.
whole thing. And
What folk? Who's a folk?
what they say? They could have said people.
No,
but
folk. Folk is for them is male. This is folk.
No.
They don't say male in here one time, and then they say women.
Okay.
And that's why I said I agree that it was.
So you
attorney
think
written.
that was a purposeful thing?
Yes.
That's purposeful, because they know black men is the one that's really
The funny
killing
thing
black
is,
men.
look, I don't mean to cut you off. The funny thing is they say inclusion, but you didn't include the black man, who was the one that got killed originally that started your movement.
That started your movement.
You didn't say black man at all. You didn't say his name
No, they said his name.
in that mission statement.
No, but not in the mission statement.
No,
But that's what sparked the whole thing.
Because you don't want to say that in the mission statement specifically because
You trying to move past that. You trying to be bigger than that.
I hate to say I wouldn't want to say it like
I'm not
that.
saying
I
like
mean,
that.
Yeah.
and besides that, it's a mission statement is something that is overall. It lasts through time.
Yeah.
You're not just focusing
Right.
on that particular person,
You right.
or you can't
So,
mention a person.
so why
in the
you
mission
couldn't
statement.
say male? You say folk.
Why are we caught up in that? I mean, we know.
No, because if you're going to
I think
label
men,
queers,
men goes without saying.
transsexuals,
But listen, all of these people that they named never get mentioned. Okay, so the queer people, the trans people, disabled people, undocumented people, and women,
Wait.
they usually don't get mentioned.
Can I
It's
ask you a
always
question?
about us.
Can I ask you
we
a
got a
question?
president right
Wait,
now that
let me ask you.
that definitely
Man, no, we ain't talking about the
about
other
the
Yeah, let's not
people.
talk
We ain't
about
Let
talking
me
about
ask you a
y'all.
question. When we say the black community, did that feel like that excluded gay people? You don't know gay people in your family that you include in your family? You don't know women you include in your family? You don't. So how's that? Why did they ever feel like they was excluded when the black community
Never was
rises, a high
excluded.
tide raises all boats? So I don't want to understand why they never felt like they was included in anything.
And
We,
this-
actually, if you want to be for real, the black
know the answer
community,
to that part.
the black community, we are the most intertwined with the gay community. We work
Facts.
almost damn near step by step
We
with them.
step by
so
step
why would they
with
ever
the-
feel
with
like
the
they was
gays.
never included in anything we did?
You had to ask, somebody that feels that, but I've heard them say that before.
And-
I don't know. I don't know the answer to
They
that.
get promoted the most on TV. The first person you gonna
Right.
see on TV that's gay is a black person.
It's a black,
not a
gay-
white person. It's
and
a black
and it's
person.
getting to the point where it be black,
It be
young
both. It be
men.
all of them now.
Yeah, nowadays
It be
it's all
all
of
of
them.
Now it's everybody.
But it,
Men, women.
but I just watched the movie, right?
But even still, so
I thought
if
this
they
was straight
put
as you
men,
doing that
if
whole
the
time
word
they was
men
playing
was
gay.
in here, then y'all, it's all good. Is that the only?
because
Because we can
your
reach
movement-
out to them.
Yeah, facts. We need to reach out.
and we can get one of them.
change
We're
it?
gonna do that. No, I'm saying we're gonna do that in the future.
we
and have
we
this
definitely
for
need
somebody
to
from them.
we definitely need to
If
reach
they
out.
add that to the mission statement, are y'all on board then?
No,
No.
'cause it's not general.
It's not
neutral.
general.
It's not not general. It's
mean
not
that's genuine?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah, genuine. Because now I had to reach out
I
for
mean,
you.
if what y'all said makes sense. If y'all talk to one of them three ladies or a representative and they said we never thought about it like that, you 100% right. We need to say it. We said it like this because blah 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 blah. But you said that, and I understand what you
Right.
said. And
then we're gonna have
But
another
listen,
conversation.
But say it was genuine.
But why
If
I
it was
disagree?
genuine-
Why I disagree is because we just all agreed before we started. We started with the premise that this was well written, articulated, attorney written, which means they understood everything they put in this paper. If something was excluded, they excluded it. If they all they got, it's not hard for them to include something because all
Yeah.
they write it. They knew
But
when
like
this
you-
is their
They
mission
wrote
statement.
it
It's a
and
reasoning behind why they probably wrote it that way. We don't know. Like,
And that's why we're
need-
trying to
Oh, I
figure
know,
out-
because
we're trying
black
to-
lesbians matter, not black lives. Black
No,
men
but
don't
if
matter.
that was the case, I don't see why they would exclude it purposefully.
They excluded it purposely
All right.
for the simple fact.
So you
all right,
trying to say
yeah,
only black
men-
lesbians
A
matter?
black
You
man
said
was
what?
actually.
You said only black
yeah, because
lesbians,
when you go
man?
at
Yes.
it, right? When you
But
go
how
to
could
it,
it? How
when you
could
go
it
to
be
it,
started from men from the death?
a death of a man,
and then not be about
and not
men?
never
But
and never
why would you
mention
say
a
that?
man.
You understand what
Because
a
they would
sacrifice
say,
is?
"What are you talking about?" They would say that we started because of this. They would say gay people was killed a whole bunch of times.
But-
We didn't start nothing.
But then when you go,
we started
because
something
the
from this-
LGBT had their own community that started that march for the gays and everything. being killed. You can go all the way back to fucking California. They got a whole big ass march every year for them being killed and having to sleep in holes and all that other shit.
I would say they're trying to use. I would say it's Black Lesbians Matter more than it's Black Lives Matters because
It's an mission statement.
They use the termination of black men lives to promote lesbians. They don't use it to promote black men. Like if you will see, a lot of the people they put in positions, even in their own chapters, are all women. A lot of them are gay. It's not a lot of men in their organization at all, and a lot of men that's in their organization are gay. Which, and if you want to be serious, a gay man just follows behind a gay woman. That's all they really do because they want to be a woman so damn bad. So that's not no position.
Or they gonna fall behind a woman. Period. Kaepernick's wife.
But that's why I say Black Lesbian Matter. They specifically use the downfall of a black man and the life as a black man as a sacrifice to promote them. Like they don't. Like I said, most people don't even know Trayvon Martin died in 2012. That was 7 years ago now. Most people don't know that, but that's cool, fine and dandy. But they don't really, like I said, they got an end goal, but the way they trying to achieve it, that's unrealistic. That's not realistic. You can't. And
see what's funny?
Say exactly.
I looked up the definition real quick for y'all, right? Of what folk mean, right? Because a lot of people were like, oh, living down south, when somebody call you folk, that's almost like they still living in slavery, right? A lot of people use the word folk. And they think of it, but I'm just saying though, when living down south, a lot of people stuck in slavery, so the word folk sometimes is
kinfolk,
right? That's a old fucking slavery South word, kinfolk.
Ain't no slavery word.
All right.
Kinfolk means family.
All right,
it's part of your kin.
Yeah,
kin
right.
is short for kinfolk.
And kinfolk. And where did it start from? Down south.
No, it was before.
No, ain't no word started in America.
No,
that's not it.
It came over, but the word wasn't used up north.
What's the meaning of it?
So the word folk means people in general. Some folk will do anything for money, and I.
What is that? UrbanDictionary.com?
No, this is fucking the Webster.
What's the definition?
It's folk is. There's no real fucking definition. It's a noun. And it means people in general.
Right, people. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's just another word.
So if that's people in general, right? So when you go through, we affirm the lives of black, queer, and trans folk, disabled folk. You can just say we affirm the lives of black folks.
They broke it down, and here's the thing: the reason they broke it down like that is the sentence that comes after that.
Where the word men at?
They looked at those
where the word
people,
men at?
They looked at those people as people that have been marginalized within black liberation movements.
Facts, and you're right.
So that's they broke that down to the last compound because black, queer, trans, disabled, and undocumented folk sounds weird. Okay, we don't normally use that term. I mean, it's
so
something
where
if
you're gonna do
but
that,
let's
right?
Just say they said
so
people.
Where's men? I'm an undocumented folk.
I guess they want to say we was part of the gender spectrum. That's what we want to be a part of. The gender spectrum. That's where we fall.
And gender spectrum is another word of saying a straight man.
Let me be honest with y'all.
To a bunch of lesbians.
You don't think we splitting hairs here?
I'm gonna state my opinion very fact and
I think
plain.
we splitting hairs.
But their entire movement, I ain't gonna say I'm firmly against. If you believe it's positive, do your positivity. I stick to myself.
No,
I don't
they
believe
said-
in
it
any
say
movement.
women in there.
I don't believe in any
don't say
movement
children, though.
where it says anything about globalists. I don't believe you should be a globalist. You shouldn't bring the whole world together. You should bring your community together. You should like your neighbor, know your neighbor.
Because
know your
niggas
neighbor
in
across the
Asia don't
street.
know Black
I don't
Lives
believe in the whole globalist angle.
Let's look at that. That's
People in
just
Europe
saying,
don't know Black Lives Matter.
We have black people around this world.
People of color.
People of color around this world. And so
But Black
boats
Lives
that
Matter
came
wasn't
from
there.
Africa, some went this way, some went that way.
But Black Lives Matter wasn't there
And so,
when
but
that black boy was just slaughtered in Europe.
Regardless of that.
So you can't use global because you didn't go over there.
Yeah, but it just,
You
it
made
just started.
you made $5.8 million
that's a
in
hopeful.
2000
It just
in
started.
2013.
Yeah. So they supposed to be in New
2000
Zealand now?
Yo, they couldn't go. No, I'm talking about in Europe. Where was it? Paris, when the boy was racially beat up and then trashed.
I think that
they didn't go there. You
I
can't
think
use
that you
global
put-
network.
I think you put unnecessary
You can't use global network.
pressure on one movement.
No,
and so
they do it themselves.
if this movement is failing, point to me another movement. Then you can start another movement that's more man-centric, if that's what you're saying. But why are we spending time tearing down this movement when that's the biggest problem that we have in our community? Somebody comes up and we tear them down.
He
ain't gonna be perfect.
Know what's the crazy?
He ain't gonna be
I'm
perfect.
Happy, know what?
Because that's
I'm happy you said
Wait,
that.
tear him down, and you don't have another solution.
And I'm happy
you can talk
you
about
said
him,
that.
but what you want to do to replace it?
Because we have both,
No, I mean,
like my man said.
we're quick and it's easy to point out the
we
faults of
have
something.
both.
I got
But what
solution.
else? Okay.
We have both.
Let's hear that.
And
My
both
solution
help.
is my solution is very same and simple.
Non-camera
very,
joints.
very, very simple. I think it starts with the black man. I think everything, especially in our community, will start with the black man. I don't think, and I mean this with all due respect, I don't think women should lead anything. I think women should lead the household. I don't think women should lead an organization to help our community, because throughout history, you can't find many occasions where a woman has built a society that sustained anything. If you want to be technical about
I don't
anything.
think that we need to be separate. I think that it
No,
takes
I don't
men
think-
and women.
No, I don't think that's not being separate. I think the
That
man
is
will raise
separate.
a man's job is to raise his woman. You don't just be good
Different
on your
men
own.
got different jobs.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Some
It
men
starts with
ain't
the man.
qualified
That's what I said.
or
I'm saying-
equipped.
And
No,
especially in
thank you.
today's world.
Some men ain't
Thank
qualified or
you.
equipped,
Wait,
and some women ain't qualified
gotta
and
think
equipped to
about it.
raise that.
That's
You know,
true.
it depends.
Hold on,
In today's world,
Let him finish this point.
a lot of men is not equipped
Let me
for
finish.
that.
Let him finish,
But I
Sean.
think
Let
it
him
starts
finish.
with the black man, and it starts with holding ourselves accountable. Yeah, a lot of black men ain't equipped because we wasn't raised to be equipped. Like a lot of black women ain't equipped because they wasn't raised to be equipped. We gotta move past that. We gotta all set a standard for which we all live by. We ain't gonna accomplish nothing. Black Lives Matter ain't gonna change nothing. Systematic oppression ain't gonna change nothing. Racism is always gonna exist. Oppression is always gonna exist. As long as you worry about it, it's gonna be worse for you. So I think what they're trying to achieve is fictitious. You can't stop systematic oppression.
It's definitely
All you can do is be a
fictitious
better
shit.
community by starting with the man raising his household in the proper way. Don't raise your daughter to be a hoe. Don't raise your son to be a hoe. Raise them to be respectable individuals, and that's how you start. And the way you become a community is you know what your neighbor is doing. Y'all raise each other to have a likeness. So when y'all kids grow up and they want to be married, they actually live together. They can actually get along and raise kids also, instead of it being they move in the house together and they only together because they got kids.
Cause I ain't gonna lie.
Everything
cheating
you
on her and
said,
she cheating on
I
him.
agree with
everything
that.
you said is right, but that
But
doesn't
you know that's
mean
how it was back
that
in the
Black
day, though.
Lives Matter can't exist and still be fine.
No.
and you can still.
But Black Lives Matter
everything
can't
you
exist
saying
and
is
do what he
100%
doing.
right.
Black Lives Matter can exist and he do what he say do.
Why
For our
I
community.
would disagree and say it wouldn't work with my paradigm, not paradigm. I can't think of the
Your
exact.
philosophy. Go ahead.
Not philosophy. My structure system, which I believe is because I don't believe everything should be included. I don't think you should bring all communities together. I think every community needs to stand on their own. I don't think the queer community. I don't want, and I mean this with all due respect. I don't want my son to be gay. I don't want my son to be raised around gay people, be cool with gay people. That's not what I want. And that's
Do
my
you
right
realize
as an
that
individual.
that it doesn't matter? And if your son
Yeah, I mean,
is
you're
going to be gay,
you're
it
gonna
doesn't
encounter
matter.
them in
Yeah, but
society.
but no, it
Doesn't
don't
matter
matter. But
whether they associate with
wait,
them or
with
not.
all due respect, that's on you.
How
That's,
you gonna
you're not
say that with all due respect?
No,
You're a woman.
wait.
My
I'm
nigga's
not-
like,
With all due respect, fuck y'all.
No. What I'm saying is, with all due respect, that's
Thank you
my
very much.
child. That's my seed.
What-
For
that's
anyone
true.
to tell me that's my child. It's my responsibility.
Good vibe.
I had a
How
conversation with a
you
girl about
gonna-
this before.
how
That's
you-
your job.
You had to raise him in a way where he only came in contact with people that you cleared as to not being gay.
But see, back in the day, right? You know, gay people didn't just come out and say they was gay anyway. So a lot of times they were gay.
Hey, if you want to go way back in the
man.
day,
I'm just
Indians
saying.
used to have a whole community
Well, we
full of gay
can't go
people
back
called
that
the
far
Two
because your
Spirit people.
neighbor was in World War One. We can't go back
Yeah.
that far.
You
go back
that
too
was
far.
recent
We don't know
though.
about you.
That was recent though. But
was
we go back
yesterday.
too
His
far
neighbor
though.
just died.
We go back.
Well,
we
wait,
go back.
I just want to know.
Hold
what-
up, your neighbor just died.
Wait a
yo.
minute.
He
I
lying,
have a
yo.
question.
He lying.
How do you plan on keeping your child or your son or your
In
daughter
today's world, you can't.
away
Because
from
when you watch TV, you're gonna
someone
see gay.
that's? I don't want to use. I don't like using the
Different
word
from
queer.
me?
Let's just say
We'll
different.
go with
Well,
different from
they
me.
How?
gays were the one that invented
Hold
the
on,
Question
word
is not for
queer.
you. I need to.
Listen, okay,
how?
I make it very simple. I try to make it very simple. I try to use educated and I try to use discernment. For one, it starts with me. Initially, it's gonna start with me, and then it's
Right.
gonna be the woman I choose. That's originally how it's gonna start. Cause me in the perfect organization of my life, I don't want my wife to work. I want to be at home raising my kids. I want them to be homeschooled because I don't believe in the school system. I think we could teach our kids better at home. I think
I
we
do
need
agree
to,
with that.
We need to instill
Absolutely.
stuff in our kids on how they can be self-sustaining
Schools became
individuals
addictive.
outside
Right.
of systems. So no, and outside of that, I plan to be with my kids every day. So it ain't nobody you should know that I don't know. Period. They should be like that. You my child. Ain't no other way around that.
So they're not gonna have friends and a social life, and they're not gonna listen to the radio or watch TV. They're not gonna do any
I don't
of
watch
those
TV.
things.
I don't watch TV.
I'm not talking about you. So your kid, you're not gonna allow them to do that either. That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna have friends.
Oh,
They're
of
not
course they're
gonna
gonna
be.
have friends.
They're not gonna know how.
Basically,
to,
his
you're
friends
gonna,
gonna be
You're
so
gonna
son and
handicap
daughter.
them
his
to
friends
not
will
be
be
able
playing-
to
Wait,
function
it's
in the
college
world.
shit.
Wait, I ain't mean to cut y'all, but this
His
is the problem.
kids gonna be my son and daughter friends.
Wait, but this is the problem when I have a community, and this is what a problem.
Okay.
Because our kids are supposed to be friends, but if you allow anything in your household, it's gonna ruin my child. One bad apple will ruin a bunch. So if you want your child to be liking gay people and your child become gay, and he naturally hang with my child because we in the same community, kids gonna hang together regardless. Now my child was introduced to a lifestyle I never wanted him to be introduced to, period, until he was of age to understand what comes with that lifestyle. Because most of these kids getting in that, they don't really understand what comes through. That's why that
do agree with
suicide
that.
rate is so high for them.
I agree with
But
that.
I
'Cause they don't
think,
really understand what comes with that
here's
life.
I agree
And
with
they
what
be
you're saying.
young
I agree with
shit,
that.
But here's the
That's
big,
it.
here's the big dilemma I have with what you said. The way to teach them about it is not by excluding them knowledge of it, because that will leave them susceptible to falling victim to it because you hid it from them, and then they stumble upon it, and it's some shit that you ain't never told them about
And then they're
because you
curious.
excluded them from it. You gotta put that in their face. Say, see this right here? I don't want you doing that.
Let's have an honest conversation. I want everybody to be honest. The first time you ever, I'm not gonna say you experienced homosexuality, but the first time you ever understood what it was you ever curious about it?
No.
Exactly.
But here's the thing.
And
You
you-
all of us come from a different generation.
Yeah, we come from a
so
different era
let's keep
of-
in mind
Well, our
we didn't
communities
see
was a little
we
better
didn't-
built.
It was
was
very
bad.
it was
It
very tight. We didn't see any
And they
gay
wasn't-
activity on TV like that. We didn't wasn't no cartoons. It wasn't
And see,
on the
hold on, hold
stories.
on. No,
What did my
don't bring that
grandmother
up, 'cause
watch?
that's
The
next
stories.
week. That's
It
next
wasn't
week's show.
on-
Don't bring
it
that
wasn't
up.
on none of that stuff.
Don't bring
So
that
we
up.
didn't
That's next
see
week's
it.
show.
In school, it wasn't like some parent will come up there and it's going to be two of the same sex parent. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was one or
That
the
stuff
other
is
or
still
both.
creepy to me, man.
So I'm saying, so our exposure to
everywhere.
it was way later, but
Right.
the
We were
society
adults.
was different
We were adults then.
or damn near.
And
Right.
But
and
this
the
a different
society wasn't
so
trying
we-
to force it on
we can't
you
correct.
or your children.
But we
That's
can't
true,
go
too.
back. We also didn't have the internet.
Right.
We also had a rotary phone and you had to click over. You know what I mean? It was a whole lot of shit different. We can't go back to that.
But-
We gotta live it where
but-
it is right now.
From what he's saying, though, I get what he's saying, because at the end of the day, right, you still have people that don't have TVs in their house. That only time the child does get exposed to anything is when they outside. But when they come back in the house, they so fucking forgot about what happened outside, because when they come back in the house, the TV's not there, the phone not there, none of that is there to help further poison their mind. Yeah, they're gonna be curious, but when they so curious, they come home and talk to that man or that woman in the
Not
house.
necessarily.
Some
I've
of them
been-
do.
A lot of my girlfriends were like that back in the day, and the minute they got loose, they were loose.
See, when they get
So
lit.
it just
Look,
depends.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
hey, look.
it depends.
Hey, look.
And they
It
had
de-
mothers and fathers in the household.
But then you gotta think
So,
about it too.
I mean, I honestly,
Hey,
it
yeah.
depends
Hey,
on the
But you gotta think about it
depends
too.
on the
Back in the
child.
day, right? A lot of kids were scared to speak to their parents because their parents did one thing that a lot of parents today tried to do, and that's talk and don't fuss. My mother would have cussed me the fuck out. I came in that motherfucker and said, and that fear of speaking to my adult or my elders in my house of, I just seen another man kiss another man or another woman kiss another woman. They'd have whoop whoop pulled the Bible out. We
And
would
you
have
know
been
what
in
that's
Bible
called?
study.
Look, you
get
know what
I'm
that's
saying?
called? That's called having a standard for your child. You don't want that
No,
to be the way of
and
your
that's what I'm
child.
saying.
And that's why I say a lot of people.
Yesterday to today's world is going to be a disclosure there.
Look, I say a lot
So
of
when it
people-
comes to this Black Lives Matter shit, it gets to the point where they're trying to, in their best way, say, yeah, we started on one page, we started behind a young black male. But our mindset is to make sure that these queer, trans folk, disabled folk, everybody got to put the special needs people in there. I don't give a fuck what type of organization, but an organization they cannot say either, because an organization helps people. Black Lives Matter don't help shit.
Yo, and
The
I
person
mean
is
this.
dead after they come out.
I be trying to say I be mean and stuff with all due respect, but I feel like I be being disrespectful with it. Yo, if we cut off welfare, What do disability people do for us as a society? What do they bring to the table?
Some disability people are smart enough.
Some of them.
Like my girl client, right? She's smart as shit. She disabled and she works a real life job. Some people are autistic enough to really still work real life jobs, but to single out everything here and not one time say the black male is not really help saying Black Lives Matter, because truth be told, until this year here in Baltimore, or a little ending of last year, the black woman was the safest thing to walk the street.
Hey, most black men think the black woman is God. So.
Yeah, so now they out there killing them. You know what I'm saying? So for your life, and for that to happen, right? And this is just crazy for me. Another reason why I don't fuck with them, because Black Lives Matter, right, have not yet did anything in no community where they were at, where the lights and cameras were rolling. All right? Everywhere they've been where the lights and cameras are rolling. Let's go back to Long Island with Eric Garner, right? They were there. Stood super tall. But the last time you heard them after Eric Garner was when they was in front of fucking NFL protesting for fucking Kaepernick. Let's go back down to fucking St. Louis. Mike Brown. Last time you seen them in St. Louis was for Mike Brown. They haven't been to St. Louis since then saying shit. It's only popular. Black Lives Matter only matter when the cameras and the money can be adduced. More people, anytime they show their face, for some reason, their merch on their website go up. Black families is queer is a problem with me, because my black family not queer. Yeah, I got black friends. My man might feel some type of way, but I got some black friends that came through, some that were gay that came through faster than my straight friends. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't even on no pause. But anyway,
Y'all about to say
all right. So
straight-
somebody said something in the comment section that I think is relevant,
insightful.
Yes.
Okay.
They said that they teach others how to have more empathy and compassion in their heart.
who? Black Lives Matter?
Yeah, because they didn't teach y'all, but I'm just saying they're trying to teach
Empathy
people.
isn't always a good thing.
Hold up.
Let me say that. Let me
If
say that
that's
one
the
time.
case, then right?
That's
when
that-
the Baltimore riots happened. It was Black Lives Matter that was standing there, because our Black Lives West Side was standing there on the front for it, right? They helped start the fucking riots that stole from the fucking elders at the fucking pharmacy when them elders didn't have that medication. They had to bring medication from other states to make sure these old people in the old folks' home right behind there didn't die.
That was people around
Because-
Penn North.
But so what?
That wasn't Black Lives Matter. That was
But
some black people.
Black people,
But they
Black
black.
Lives Matter was
They
out
lives.
there with the shit, with the microphone, rounding these bitches up.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
can't
you
have
talking about the riot?
Yeah.
That was
Nah,
okay.
A lot of
Every-
people love, but look though,
you gotta understand
I love
something.
a lot of people
were
love
saying
the
Black
riots
Lives Matter,
because-
but they weren't Black Lives Matter people. But people was
Yo.
using that slogan and saying it.
Yo,
but that don't mean they was official.
Once
petition.
you go out that bitch and you stand there with the flag and all that, and your homeboy in charge of Black Lives Matter Baltimore, and you out that bitch and you got the Black Lives Matter hat on, and you stand down there in front of the Oil Park and stepping on fucking police cars and screaming out Black Lives Matter, and the Black Lives Matter man with the blowhorn
Okay.
screaming out Black Lives Matter at the same time,
I got you.
and not because
they trying to be clear. They meant the disabled community.
the disabled community.
Y'all having more compassion and empathy for the disabled community.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
got
yeah,
more
yeah.
compassion for the disabled community because they can't help themselves. And a lot of times, people like Black Lives Matter prey on somebody like that for the simple fact they know they.
So
didn't
y'all
get
think
things
that
out.
it's a bad thing because it, based on the mission statement, makes it a point to include
No,
different.
it takes you
I
back to
think
civil
it's,
sexual-
rights.
I think it's
stuff.
bad because even per their mission statement, I think they're more aligned with disrupting the black hierarchy, which is the black male. They want to suppress. They want to replace the black male with the black female, specifically a gay woman. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. That's what basically. That's all I infer from everything they said. They didn't even include the word man.
Well, hopefully that is not the case. But Black Lives Matter. If y'all feel differently, definitely reach out to
I
us.
definitely need Black Lives Matter to reach out so we can have a one-on-one.
That would be a
'cause
disaster if that is there.
Hey,
if
Because
Black
that's
Lives
there.
Matter. Tell me what a black life is, because black is a color. It's not a race. So I don't even know what a black life is. You need to have you gonna have to explain that one to me. Because they tell me where black came from.
Why are we so focused on them and not the police department, not
Because
the
one-
people
I'ma
that
tell you why.
are inciting them?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Whether their whole wording should be different or
My
not,
mother asked me
they
the same
not the
question.
enemy.
No, what
They
for
not our
me, right?
enemy.
For me, the police department, right, has a mission statement as well, right, and they also has a job, right. Okay, so when they go outside every day, some of the shit that we mad about the police for, I was one of them, but I was the reason why you was there. You know what I'm saying? But
So
not
you're
only
defending the police.
no,
And
I'm defending them because
you
it's a
just
job.
well, you at least acknowledge, like you giving them. I ain't hear nothing negative about the police.
Oh no,
I hear
hold
negative
up.
about
You
Black
gotta let
Lives
me
Matter.
finish. You gotta let me finish.
But you got Black Lives Matter right on the back.
Oh yeah,
you gotta go 30 minutes into the
No, no,
dissertation
no.
to get
And then
to the
when-
negative about the police.
So it's a job, right? So a lot of times these motherfuckers not from an area where they policing. So a lot of times these motherfuckers don't know how to talk, know the streets, know the lingo of the neighborhoods. So a lot of times these motherfuckers act out because they trying to say they protecting themselves, right? So we have those Freddie Gray moments, those Eric Garner moments, and then a lot of times most of the police are bitches. Most of them are bitches that were bitched in school. I got some friends that were police, but that are police. But at the end of the day, right? Those are some of the ones that actually came from this neighborhood, this city. So at the end of the day, they know they don't never have no record against them. They never put in the whole scheme of the bullshit, right? When you talk, when people see them on the street, it's love, and they probably lock that motherfucker up. But these ones that's from out of town, that's where the issues come from. Everybody that's on the gun trace that's going on right now, all the ones that did the Freddie Gray shit come off of 83. When we had Officer Friendly back in the day, we didn't want any talking about Black Lives Matter, none of that shit. Because at the end of the day, the police try to be one with the community because the police was the community. Because 9 times out of 10, the police were the people that was inside the house. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say the reason why I specifically you won't never hear me harp on anything that happened with the police is because they ain't got nothing to do with my community directly. That's politics. Police only hold up policy. That's literally, if you research the history of the word police, it's derivative of the word policy. It uphold a policy. Policy is politics. So if you want to change
The
what
history
police
of the
do,
police department in America is the slave patrol.
they still do the same thing. They
That's
slave
That's what I'm
patrol.
saying. So they for us to take half the show and tear down a Black Lives Matter movement that it is not
Because
perfect, but it could be
know
better.
what they here for.
But I'm saying it could be better, but y'all don't have nothing negative
But
to
we
say
know what
about
they here
the police
for.
department, which originates in
See, this-
slave patrol. But this movement, which is not perfect,
this the thing.
originates in the death of a young black man. Y'all find 30 flaws with that and no flaws with the police department.
Niggas already know we already find flaws in
They
them
will
bitches.
name them.
But that's the thing, like, right?
Because they
Want me
from
name it?
Philly?
But no,
that's
period.
Want me name
The
it?
planting of the drugs,
Look,
all
to
that
be
shit.
honest,
That's
all right,
phony.
all right. To be honest, per the 14th Amendment, if y'all know anything, if you research the 14th
But we already
Amendment,
know what they here
no,
for.
No. If you research the 14th Amendment that say they freed the slaves, if you actually research that, I think it's Article 5, they actually put us all in slavery. We all are debt slaves per the 14th Amendment.
That's
You
where
can't
Social
question the
Security
national
numbers
debt.
come from.
No, you can't question the national debt at all. Not even the president can question it. So we all slaves. So yeah, the police still do the same thing they originally do. They uphold the policy and they chase the slaves. We just debt slaves now. That's the only thing that
Right.
changed. Now we just debt slaves. You can't find everybody go to work every day because you got to pay the debt off. You don't own your home. You don't own your car. You don't own nothing. You just think you do.
But the crazy
So,
shit about it is
that's
everybody
policy.
knows what the police is, what it is. Black Lives Matter is coming here with some civil rights bullshit and trying to flip it into the 21st century to make it seem like they really here for our people. If they were really here for our people, right, and they know that this city right here, right now, it's failing because we don't have no rec centers. And the rec centers that you do
Right.
have, you have to pay to get in them.
It's failing because ain't no fathers.
You said everybody know about the police and what it
Everybody
is.
know what they.
Well, what is
everybody
it?
know they trash. Everybody know they here to fucking
I disagree.
maintain you.
I disagree.
Everybody do know.
Okay,
No, I
wait a
disagree.
minute.
I don't think police bad. I don't pay them no attention. They just regular people. I literally talk to them the same way I talk to everybody else. Like like prime example today, I got pulled over by 10 different cop cars today, and I had a normal conversation just like I'm talking to y'all.
10.
But you know why
10
they
different
pulled you
cop
over?
Wait.
You
10.
know why they
different
pulled you
cop
over?
No, why would 10
He know why they
cop
pulled
I
cars
talk
pull
back.
you over?
I talk back.
He's
Like I
battling
told the
shut
cop,
them
I
lips.
tell you something. I tell the cop, I'm a grown man. My parents don't talk to me any type way. You're not gonna talk to me any type way.
He's
When I tell you
reckless.
I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna
But
do
why
it.
did they
You're not allowed to tell
initially
me to
pull
do
you over
anything.
though?
Because he ain't like me.
But you're in a car.
We're gonna talk off allegedly.
Hey, like,
Were
we gonna talk
you-
off.
were
No,
you
you gonna
in
be
a-
honest. You gonna be honest.
Were you in a car? You said pulled you
I was in
over.
a vehicle. Yeah, I was in
So
a
you
vehicle.
were in a vehicle.
Uh-huh.
So how do they know that I mean, just because you're going on the basis that you're a black man,
No, I ain't say
or
that.
a man of
Another police
color,
nigga did his
Nope.
job.
No, he was
today.
doing his job.
huh?
He was
He
just
did
doing
his
his job.
job. It's off air. We'll talk about that.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do
I'm
nothing
confused.
He
criminal.
didn't do
I ain't
nothing
do
criminal, but it was.
But
he
I
did
just
his job.
no. I just say the cop was doing his job because he don't like the way I talked to him. He called for backup, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Because
Right, but he. My question was, why did he pull you over initially?
he was
Because
just
it
doing
was
his
his
job.
fault.
It wasn't my fault. I wouldn't take it that fault. He was just doing his job.
Ah, there it is. Okay.
Well, no.
I don't know what,
He was
but
doing
you're
his
saying
job.
that he was doing his job. Okay, I got it.
But look, like it's however you want to tell the story. Because for my story, we was just two black men and a black woman
In a black
coming.
neighborhood.
I was taking my friends
In
from
the
getting-
Mexican neighborhood.
We was in the Mexican neighborhood, but we was coming from helping them get jobs. My homeboy trying to change his life. So I helping him get from getting a job. He had his little coworker with him. We got pulled over.
Okay.
That's my story. The cop story is I may have not shouldn't have been on the road. So that's why I got pulled over.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been on the road.
But he should let me go either way.
So we're gonna leave it at you shouldn't have been on the road.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
But basically-
Allegedly.
But like I said, I talk to the cops the same way I talk to everybody else. As long as you have respect for me, and like I always tell you about, no one's allowed to tell me what to do. I tell you what I'm gonna do. It's not a negotiation.
But even if you were in the wrong, I mean,
Yeah, even if
sometimes you
License and registration. You said, don't be asking
Oh no! When you came to the window, I had that already.
bitch.
I had that
Oh.
already. Like I had license and registration. It's
You
when
gotta
ask
grab
me for
it
my
before they get
keys.
there,
We
before
asked
they
my
don't say
keys.
you
I said
reaching.
no. Let
You
me
know
look at
what
my
I'm
laws first. That's why I said no. Let me look at the laws. No, he said no. That's a lawful order. I said I don't give a damn what it is. Let me look at my laws.
okay. So you asked him to look at your laws.
I asked him, let me look up the laws before I
Look
hand you my
up
keys.
the law.
Yeah.
And- oh, okay.
Before I hand you my, let me look up the laws.
Okay.
So that's where the only reason it didn't go further than that is because my homeboy and the girls in the car, they ain't want to escalate it. So I ended up having to surrender because they ain't with nothing. But
Then
I
with
want
the
everything.
shit. If I was there,
Well,
we
yeah.
would
Some,
have
I
been
mean,
with the shit.
I tell everybody this, and I really do mean
that
this.
situation could have went so differently. You gotta stop doing that.
No, I tell everybody this, and I really do mean this. As a man,
He's an
you're supposed to
activist.
stand on your own too. So I'm either, and I tell I'm not even an activist. I tell everybody this: you either gonna have to agree with me or we go to war.
They are killing people. out
And
here.
here's
You
the
gotta
thing.
stop
You gonna
doing
have to
that.
agree with me or we can go to war.
Nikki. And
And
Black Lives Matter will be the ones coming in
No,
his aid.
no, what's
There it
funny?
is.
Know what's funny?
Right,
Black Lives Matter
right,
wouldn't come there because
right.
his story wouldn't have been as profiled as the rest of them fuckers.
Okay, you don't know what would have happened. All I'm saying
His
is
life
you better
is
stop
not
doing
more
that.
profiled
I'ma keep doing
for Black Lives Matter to come.
Listen, you gotta
Black
stand for
Lives
something.
Matter got to spend money to get here.
Civil rights movement next week.
Yeah,
Next week?
yep. Because it's fuck
Oh,
Rosa Parks.
we're gonna talk about Claudette instead of Rosa.
We're gonna talk about Claudette. Fuck Rosa.
I like that name, Rosa. I want to eat pussy parks.
Stop talking about what?
So MLK and
Martin
MLK, my nigga.
Man, MLK and
That's not
Rosa,
my
and
nigga.
Rosa Parks. Is
That's
that
not
what
my
y'all
nigga.
No, MLK, my nigga, not his.
I don't like Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther, yo, because he don't like the segregation.
Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement.
Yeah,
Next week.
but yeah, next week, Martin Luther King and the
I
Civil
don't like
Rights
Martin.
Movement.
Why do y'all like Martin Luther King?
I fuck with Martin.
You can say why you don't next week.
Yeah, you can say why
All
you
right,
don't.
we're gonna save that for next week.
But I'm gonna just tell y'all, man, check in
Don't
next
rest-
week.
Shrug,
Fuck
but-
Black Lives Matter. Them niggas don't do shit for the hood. And at the end of the day, when their channel Black actually put a camera in front of a person that really live in the hood, then they could fucking talk to me. Until then, fuck them, fuck that movement, and fuck.
Lord have mercy, Con.
Yeah,
Talk
'cause
to him.
I'm talk. Fuck Black Lives Matter because they ain't do nothing for my man when he got killed.
You better not burn your bridges on.
I can't. They can't. What bridge? They ain't gonna
Hey,
give me no.
like
money,
I
Nikki.
said, look, I have nothing but respect
Nikki,
for Black
My
Lives
fu-
Matter.
Look,
Don't
when
do
my
that.
future go up here, right? Black Lives Matter still gonna be talked about the public.
Okay.
They gonna be doing the OJ and Trayvon cases. They ain't gonna worry
Hey,
about my 13 that just got killed. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
the last thing I gotta say, like I got nothing but respect for Black Lives Matter. Do your own thing, but I don't associate with them. And if I die, please don't let my Black Lives Matter to y'all. let it matter to my family. Leave it at that.
You ain't gonna get you probably won't get killed by what they want unless you get killed by a gay boy.
Well, let's not talk about getting killed. We know.
Everybody gonna die. At least make it mean
Okay,
something.
I know, but
A gay person might do it. Then they
I ain't doing it for
try
social
to-
media though.
okay.
Nah.
All right.
A lesbian.
God is
So
crazy.
All right,
next week,
Black Lives Matter, aka Black
Hey, no, to the next show.
Black lesbians.
Your
matter.
life matters. Your community matters. Help change that. Stop worrying
Black
about everything you see on
lost
TV
minds.
and social media. Talk to your neighbor. Stop talking to social media.
Yeah, man. Catch us.
Let's
on-
work with that.
Catch me at Talk to Him Con. Catch him at Liaison.
Catch me on the
_
Alameda.
Studies.
You can talk to me in person. I tell everybody, you
Fact.
can talk to me in person. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
we-
holler
we-
at you on
we
Instagram,
could definitely get-
Facebook, or nothing. You can
you
talk
could
to me in
definitely
person. I'm
talk
a
to
lovely
me.
person.
You could definitely talk to me. My
I'm just
name is
black with a
Talk to Me.
beard.
And see y'all next week. Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. It's still gonna be like this. The Black Lives Matter because they don't really care about the lives that really matter. And what they don't. They don't.